What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classic Clown Blog. We are out here in the Puerto Rico, but I decided to come to you, the people, to make sure you guys. Oh, can you hear me now? Okay, well, we'll work on that. Listen, something's gonna go wrong whenever you overseas. Okay, so everybody, I see you dropping your city, say in the chat. Thank you so much. Listen, Mr. Rob with Master I.T, talk to us. Now, how did
Hey,
we
Erica,
get good?
hey, Erica, thank you so much. Firstly, for just allowing me onto your platform. I've been consuming a lot of your content for a long time, and it's a pleasure to, finally be able to meet you and be on your platform. So, you want me to just do an introduction or
For sure. Listen, tell them who you are. Tell them who you is.
sound good? All right, so I'm Rob, originally from Detroit, Michigan. I know Erica was just down there not too long ago. I got a lot of family still there. I've had a bunch of jobs. I was a dishwasher. I was HVAC tech. And while I was HVAC tech, I noticed that I didn't like that too much. I wasn't too fond of it. So I
Hmm.
actually walked into a recruiter's office, Army recruiter's office, and told him, "Hey, man, I want anything that doesn't have gunner or rocket in the job title." And he said, "What about computers?" It was like, "What about computers?"
Gunner or rocket?
Yeah,
I
none of
love
that.
it.
And I just told him, he told me, "Hey, what about computer stuff?" And I said, "That's cool." And not to go off on a tangent, but coming from where I came from, I didn't have any examples of people in technology, computers. I didn't have a computer myself until I was like 15 or 16, so I didn't have that example. But anyway, he said, "Hey, what about computer stuff?" And I said, "That's cool." I scored high enough to get a job in the IT field, and that started my IT journey. So I was rocking out in the military. I was everything from a project manager to a network engineer to a cybersecurity analyst. And in 2011, I went to Afghanistan and fought for Erica's freedom. And then
Thank you.
after
Appreciate
that, I actually got stationed in Augusta, and I was training the students or the people or the guys and the girls coming from boot camp. I was actually training them at the schoolhouse to become IT professionals and get certified. Then after that, I started training. After I got out the military, I started training for or training with um, vocational schools and colleges. And in 2018, I jumped out the window and started Master I.T. And 15,000 students taught later. I'm here on the Erica Williams Show. And that's about it.
My microphone won't let me be great tonight. It
Oh
won't.
man.
I just won't do right. We out here at the beach and it won't treat me right. But listen, I want to thank Jay Pryor for kicking the show off right. Black women and men talking business, sending my tide. I appreciate you. Now, what cracks me up is you knew at least, hey, send me, but don't send me with nothing with no gunner in it now. Nothing,
That's right, man.
no pew pew tonight. I love
None of
that.
that.
So you live currently where? If you're okay with saying that.
Yeah, I'm cool. I currently live in Houston, Texas. So kind of like a hub of technology. Austin, Houston is kind of where you want to be at if you want to be in the tech sector.
So do you? I mean, because here's the sort of thing people are saying. Well, Austin got all this tech, but so does Houston. So does Dallas.
Right.
What are some things people are not like aware of with tech? Because to me, tech's everywhere. But what are some things you're coming in contact with people that they can't, they can't seem to grasp that tech is everywhere?
I don't know how, to be honest, because um, everything that we use, including YouTube, Netflix, Instagram, all this is built on code. All this is built on technologies, and a lot of times, unfortunately, um, people don't use these technologies in the right way. Instead of educating themselves, they kind of get distracted. They want to, see if they're a high value woman or man. They want to see, world star knockout fights and this type of stuff. But a lot of
Sorry.
people just aren't paying. Oh, you good? A lot of people just aren't paying attention to how fast technology is moving. It's a great thing if you're on the right side of it. It's a scary thing if you're on the wrong side of it,
Hmm.
because things like, which is people that stuff that used to be. like that's not going to happen. Like the metaverse with Facebook is actually
Okay.
trying to transform from a social media company. They don't even want to be called a social media company because they got so much fired people, on their ass, excuse me, or on their
Hmm.
on their bottoms about things that they do and things that they say. So they're actually trying to create their own universe, so they can do whatever they want to. Now that can be a scary place, but that could also be a great way to make money, a great way to level up and stuff like that. That's why me, for one, I'm always working, always trying to stay at least on top of this technology stuff so I don't get left behind. But long story short, a lot of this stuff, whether it's automation, oh, I don't want, robots on the road, oh, I don't want a robot to take my job, or I don't want this software, I don't want the metaverse to happen. It's about to happen, man. It's just about how you react to it.
And I tell people there's levels to this. There's
For sure.
levels to this.
For sure.
We're not all gonna I'm gonna just beat it. I'm gonna go there. We're not all gonna stay in our house 24 hours a day on the metaverse. There's a
I'm not.
certain select of people that's gonna
I'm
do
not.
that. It ain't gonna be me,
It's not gonna be me either.
but they gonna make money off those people because those people had already kind of given up, right?
Exactly. Them that was
Um,
the same people that was happy about the quarantine.
oh yes, listen. Every time I see somebody like, "What's wrong with the quarantine?" Oh, you won't do enough with your life. That's what it was. You won't go to conferences. You won't go into concerts. You won't go in nowhere. You were just going to work at home. So you don't see nothing wrong with it. It ain't natural. It ain't natural.
It's not.
Um, and so I love right here you have this dude who was a truck driver turned network analyst.
I know. I
Listen,
know
so
that. I
many
know that's
truckers
got.
come
I
on
know
the
that's got
channel.
I know that's got a soft spot, or maybe I mean that might be, I don't know, a place of contention for you because I know you in the trucking business. But
Oh no, no, no. Listen, they every man you talk to, man, I'm getting up out of this truck. Every 2 minutes they're talking about they getting up out of this truck. I'm glad
Eric,
you provided a way for them to do it.
Erica, the crazy thing is, man, the pandemic. I've had an influx of people in the medical field and truckers.
Yep.
Um, it's
Coming
just a
up out.
hard life, man. Like him, that guy right there, his name, is Katron, as you can see.
Hmm.
He was a I don't know if this is the proper term, but I think he was an over the road trucker. I think
That
it's
is the right term. That's the right
okay,
term.
okay. He was he pretty much was never at home, because when we was first rocking out, he was like, man, I'm hoping you can help me. I'm an over the road trucker. Um, and he broke it down to me. He basically said he was on the road for 3 weeks out of the month, and then he would come back home, and I had to just put it in perspective for him. He had just had a baby. I'm like, look, bro,
Oh no.
yeah. I'm like, look, bro, you only being at home for 12 weeks out the year. That's not enough time. Your woman to change, your friends to change, your environment to change. Like you need to be at home a little bit more. I'm like, are you like no contact? He like, yeah, on the road, moving and shaking, and then back home for a week. And
Yeah, you gotta be FaceTiming. You gotta listen. I know people with trucker husbands, they be getting on their nerves, they be FaceTiming like, what you doing? But that's what it's like, you gotta think about that.
yeah,
What's the cost of being gone for 3 weeks? Babies, when babies are little, man, you come back next week, that's a whole new baby. You be like, good gracious, what you feeding
that's right.
her?
That's right.
So I'm glad you're helping him there because that's a big thing I hear all the time. If you read a lot of the YouTube space of truckers, they be wanting to get out that truck. And I tell people it's a gap. It's like you see 25-year-old truckers and you see 50-year-old truckers. Somewhere in the middle they drop off, but I'd rather
Yeah.
they drop off into a job that's better.
I actually got this one guy that just joined the program. He actually was a trucker, and he was worried about felonies. He had a felony, and I told him, if you
Hmm.
have the right skill set and you get with the right company, you'll be fine. Another thing is people thinking that this is what another thing. Like tech is cool, tech is great, but you still
Hmm.
have to have interpersonal skills. You're not gonna have on a hoodie
Yes.
in a server room by your damn self, staring at the wall. You're gonna have to you gonna have to talk to people. You're gonna have to because to be honest, gang, Erica's tribe. The one of the reasons that I'm on Erica's platform is because I've talked to her, I reached out to her, I actually consume her content. I'm a fan of her, but if I didn't, take the opportunity to DM her, to message her, to support, to super chat her, that would have never happened. Some people are just, I don't know. You got to take advantage of what you can take advantage of, and I'm not taking advantage of you. I'm not
No,
saying
no,
that.
no, no. You're providing a great service.
You know what I'm saying? So
You're providing a great service. Now, I always tell people, listen, a lot of people, y'all have to think of some new stuff. Because here's the thing, the pandemic, there were some people like, well, I'd rather be home. But their job didn't allow that, right? We saw
right.
all these women stressing because they were like, oh, I gotta put these babies back at school. I gotta put this baby, there's no daycares open. you saw a lot of women have to go home, and so it's like a lot of them want to go home, but they still need resources. They need
Can I
money.
answer? Can I answer
Okay.
that question?
Sure. Yeah.
Um, all things native gene. So that's cool. For anybody that doesn't know, UX design means that you are user experience designer, pretty much
Mhm.
making sure that people like stuff. Instagram has some of the best user experience designers out there. That's why you can't get the hell off of it. YouTube has
Yep.
some of the best UX because it pretty much makes you want to consume content. Because I know a lot of y'all probably hop on Instagram, even myself, and I'm about to post such and such, and then I'll get distracted
Mhm.
by something else, and da 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 da, so on and so forth. So it's a great tool, and it's definitely something that is going to be beneficial and something that you can have in your toolkit. Now, what I will say, I'm not like serial pot of gold. User experience, learning coding languages is difficult, but it's going to be worthwhile. It's like literally learning a whole new language. English, you've been speaking English your whole life. Now you're about to learn Japanese, right? So it's a little difficult, but it's definitely worth it. And another thing, gang, the IT world has so many different lanes, right? So you're on a freeway. It's got 6 different lanes. You can do cybersecurity, you can do networking, you can do coding, and then even me, even though I'm in education right now, I can if I say I don't like these courses no more, I'm not feeling it. Um, Y'all people getting on my damn nerves. I can tap out and get a 6-figure job anytime. Um,
Mhm.
and that's another thing I want to tell you guys. And Eric, if I'm doing too much, just stop
You
me.
got this. Rock with it. Listen, you got the skill. I want you to talk about it now.
All right, so I forgot my damn train of thought. Oh,
If they getting on your,
you
if they're getting on your nerves when you at
know,
the job,
okay, okay, people
you
get
wanna
up.
bounce.
I got it. Boom. So I'm back on track. So one thing I want to point out, right? Because 6 figures is always like a big 6 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures. And if any of you, like I said, have consumed my content, have never seen me before, and I appreciate everybody, but I'm straightforward. And a lot of people that's talking to 6 figure stuff ain't never made 6 figures before,
Come
right?
on now, preach.
So it's kind of weird, because with me, praises to the Most High that the business that I have is profitable and it's rocking out and everything's cool. And I'm at a point to where I can tell people no, right? I can tell people you're not a good fit, and that's one of the questions I ask. Once you get finished with the program, a year after you get finished, how much do you expect to make? Oh, okay, that's cool. How much you making right now? Oh, okay. Well, that kind of doesn't make sense, but that's okay. So I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? A lot of entry level IT jobs start around 50 or 60,000, right?
Mhm.
But here is the gold nugget. You got the potential, right? You have the
Mhm.
potential to make 6 figures. You got the potential to make 200,000, 300,000. I have students of mine. Now, this is not the norm. This is not the average, but I got students of mine that's making, 250, 300,000 that started out at 50,000 because in technology, you can kind of write your own checks if you got the right certifications and the right skill sets.
I'm telling you, listen, people, the opportunity to move up, lateral, all that good stuff. You guys, also thank you, LH, for the 999 super chat. I love Master IT's channel. Salute to Ericka for
Thank you
always
so
giving us
much. Thank
valuable
you so much.
content. Let's see. Going back to IT after 30 years of LE and 20 years of military experience. Interesting. He said
Elite
trades,
law
trades,
enforcement.
trades. Huh?
Law enforcement.
That's what I think he's talking about, law enforcement.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I ain't got time for people shooting at me. I'm going to go to that event. You're right. You have to be able to talk to people. I do everything from running Cat 6 cable, configuring switches, setting up access points, doing desktop support and firewall security.
My
Woo.
man.
What job is that? They said UX on YouTube is okay. It could be way better. Well, see, you have to understand YouTube is where for people go search. They type in the search bar what they want to find, and then Skynet keeps recommending stuff to them.
Right.
Could it be better? Sure. But guess what? They hands down. I'm sorry. Everybody I've been on Instagram, all that stuff for searchability, YouTube beats it hands down. If
I
you want to
want to
go,
say,
go ahead.
I want to say, I think YouTube is the number 2 search engine after Google,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they in bed together. So it's like, and then the whole thing with PayPal buying Pinterest. Pinterest, everybody that's put on Pinterest sell out. So
What you think about that? That kind of don't make sense to me.
it do because so let's remember. I don't know if you're watching a channel where I talk about zombie businesses where
Yeah,
businesses
I
are
thought.
just
Yeah.
rolling. So PayPal got only two options. They got to start giving a bunch of loans back out to people because that's what PayPal was doing heavy for everybody else in fintech. PayPal was giving loans, and PayPal's fallen off as the prime person, right? People are going to Stripe, they're going to other stuff, they're going to Square, they're going to Merchant Cash. You know, they're doing all kind of stuff other than PayPal because PayPal used to be notorious for holding people's money.
I know.
Right? I know. Listen, honey, they held 77,000 for 8 months on me last year. Well, do you?
Yeah, they got. I won't say the number, but it was enough to make my damn stomach hurt.
Oh yeah, for sure. So my biggest thing is they've gotten such a bad reputation at this point that new people come on and go, "No, I'm just go Stripe." So that's a bad place to be in.
Right.
When you're a payment, you know, where you're going to be preferred payment. So their only two options are to start giving out more loans to small business owners, and then the other option is to buy other companies. Without that option, PayPal's kind of just, it's big, but it's just sitting there.
So, but to me, it would have seemed like it would have made more sense for them to buy like Snap or something like that.
Oh no, Pinterest is crazy. Like you go on Pinterest, and I think I'm just saying this, and it's no disrespect, but like white community versus black community. If you meet white women, you talk about Pinterest, they got at least 4 or 5 friends that make 50, 60K a year off Pinterest. Yeah, like if you go on Pinterest right now, we type up dresses. We'll click on 4 or 5 dresses, they'll all be sold out.
See, that's my ignorance. I didn't know.
That's what I said. And when I get on the phone with a lot of black people, oh, I'm gonna do a Shopify site. I'm like, well, have you started putting stuff on Pinterest first? They be like, Pinterest? But if I have white clients call me, consult calls, they go like, oh, look at my Pinterest. What do you think? This didn't sell. This did. I go, okay, let's change our photos. Let's do this.
So Pinterest, but Pinterest would be better for like physical stuff. You think? Or
it's a combination. Like we can go play on Pinterest right now because you making me have to show you. But
okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know you.
But that's just, but that's, I think it's a cultural thing. Like people are like, what Pinterest?
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get in here. Y'all ain't got to see all my business. Hold on. Pinterest.com. Okay, yeah, here we go. Because when people think of Instagram, that was Pinterest only contender, right?
Okay.
If that makes sense, and I'm gonna show you what I mean.
Yep.
And again, this is for the desktop. This isn't for your cell phone, so they're shaped differently. So now we go on here, right? Now you see it's got travel trips, it's got clothes, it's got recipes, it's got you name it. The random, it's just like Instagram, random, right? But if I go and let's say I see this girl's jacket and I click on it, right? I like the picture. I want to know what she's wearing. Now, if I go to fashion activations, that's so I can get that look. Now, boom, they done got me on their website, right?
Yep.
And now I'm going down the rabbit hole because usually 9 times out of 10, the picture they have up there is sold out.
Right. Okay.
Pictures be so sold out that they'll get you to the website, and that's how. Like again, women will go through here. Not trying to be funny, but it's a joke to about don't pin your life away. I've been in girls' houses where they whole house is Instagram decorated, Pinterest decorated, right? So every single one of these, like you see the clothes, the link. This is a very big marketplace. People literally take a picture and sell them clothes. This is how a lot of boutique girls who had boutiques, just blew up, right? Because they were on Instagram, but they weren't getting the traction. They put stuff on Pinterest. They dress up. They get somebody to take pictures. They do these little collages. Sell out.
Well, I guess don't knock it till you try because I did not know.
I know. Listen, and that's why I started realizing it was a cultural thing because I've been on like 4 calls the past 2 months, and it was like everybody black was like, and all my white Asian clients are like, well, I put it on Pinterest and this didn't work, and I go look at their pictures. I'm like, if your pictures aren't the quality that they see here, you see these picture qualities,
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, you gotta be in sync with the picture quality. That's why when people say, why are these girls doing all these photo shoots? Because of stuff like this.
Well, I appreciate it. I guess I got to come up with a Pinterest strategy.
Well, you don't have to, because right now, this is what I told people. I said, if you got something you're trying to sell, you might want to get in now, right? But they in the process of selling, the algorithm will change.
Right, you're right.
So I'm always like, you got to be careful about what time. If I go, I'm trying to think of chicken. I'm like, chicken meals. Why am I talking about chicken? Because here's the thing. Look at these pictures. These pictures are great, right? 9 times out of 10, you click on them, it's somebody's blog.
Right.
And then that's how the blog gets the traffic.
Got you.
And this is going to be in the digital real estate course. So I know y'all asking, what am I going on this? We're going to go a whole in-depth of Pinterest and why it's for sale and what's going on inside the class. So let's get back. We're going to get back on topic. But I hope that made sense.
No, that did. That's dope, man. Thank you.
This said, Angela East, I'm in Houston as well. Work for the federal government as an IT specialist. Been in the field for 20 years. It ain't what it used to be. Stay away from desktop support.
Hey, Angela East,
Mhm.
thank you, for your service or working at the government. And this is not, to you directly, but if you at the help desk for more than this is what I just tell my guys and girls. If you're at the help desk for more than a year or two, something went terribly wrong. Um,
Terribly.
it's basically like if you're working at McDonald's and you've been there for 5 years and you still on fries, they ain't gonna let you touch the register. You can't run the damn drive-through. Nothing. You just got to make sure that it's just like Ericka said, it's levels to everything, right? You got to make sure you're progressing. You should not be. Not saying that, not talking to you, Angela. We all
I
love.
don't think she. I think she's saying stay away from desktop. Like she
Oh,
ain't
okay.
there, but somebody there.
So I'll just say this, gang, is cool. Um, Starting in help desk support, let
Hmm.
get your experience there, get all that stuff. But after a year or two, you need to definitely move and shake and get somewhere else.
Got you. Developing HTML and Python is good code to learn as a beginner.
Indeed. Yep.
Angela E says cybersecurity and programming slash dev is where the money is.
Facts.
Oh man, y'all in here commenting. Hold on, I'm gonna get to you. Somebody said I'm definitely looking into cybersecurity.
Well, that's what I do. If you if you're at the right spot, I'm not sure if Erica put it in the description yet or not, but the program that we have right now is getting people certified every day. And if you're looking for a self-paced course that you can get your first certification in 30 days, you can head over to the link below or wherever it's going to be at.
It's in the chat, but it's also in the description. I put it in the description.
Okay.
I
Okay.
updated it.
Um, the courses, just to give you guys a little more in-depth um, info on me, so you know I'm not full of caca. Um, I was in the military for 8 years. I've been in IT since 2007. I taught college students, vocational students, truck drivers, nurses, dishwashers, all types of people. I have myself currently today, the 26th of October, 2021, I hold 12 certifications and I have my MBA in information technology. And I'm helping students and helping people just like you get into IT. Another thing is, I just really, really feel, on my channel, I talk about it, blah, blah, blah. I just really feel that this is the side that you need to be on. You need to be in technology or around movers and shakers, because if you're not, a part of technology, you may become a victim of technology. It's not, the way our parents was, where you can just stay at a job for 30 years and retire. It's just not about to happen, man. And then a lot of times, not getting political, but if they raise minimum wage, inflation, all this type of stuff, a machine, don't get sick. A machine doesn't complain. A machine ain't about to ask for no damn raise. So I
Hmm.
would think it would be a good idea to, be fixing the one. I mean, the one fixing the machine as opposed to getting replaced by it.
Well, a big thing we talked about too is what um, automation. People are like, oh, that's 10, 20, 30 years away. Like,
Hell no.
it's not. There's certain
Nope.
stuff that, like, literally, if you're in my digital real estate course, I show y'all, like, conversion AI, Jarvis. Honey, that's gonna take so many people's jobs away.
For
Now it'll
sure.
help somebody who know what they're doing and have the skill, but it's gonna take some jobs away.
That's for sure. And then it's like people, always look at stuff like the Terminator or like some kind of super advanced stuff. The damn self checkout is a good example of automating processes, man.
Yeah.
And then it's to me, it's kind of like you don't see this, like the cashiers, like listen, man, Walmart got 30 aisles, a bunch of aisles, but ain't nobody at these aisles. That is an experiment to see how many people do we really need in here, what I'm saying, to actually make stuff move and shake. Because eventually, all that stuff is going to be automated. Even a lot of service oriented things are going to get automated, because a lot of people, I don't know about you, Erica, but sometimes I experience some people just have attitudes like, I didn't make you fill out the application. I don't know if they hold you hostage, but damn, why you mad at me? I just want a fry and a burger or something. It's not that serious. So I think a lot of those things are going to
They
get.
get rid of that. They're gonna
Yeah,
get rid of that back. Cause see, they can't compete with Chick-fil-A.
nah,
Chick-fil-A trains people, gets them in there. People always talk about Popeyes is where people that just got out of jail work. People at McDonald's is like kids from high school, but that's sad, because that just shows you we know you can do better, but they refuse to do better training, right? So my key, what I want people to understand is, I used to be a manager at Lowe's, and
Okay.
our most headache department was the cashiers.
Mm.
They was always beefing up there. They up there about to fight each other. They having issues with customers. They mad. They stopping crime, but they were big deterrents in stopping theft, right? Because they could catch people. Um, and when I saw them bringing all these self checkouts, I'm like, don't y'all notice? They just got rid of 20 women's jobs. Like, I'm talking about 3 shifts a day. 20 women's jobs just went away at all the Lowe's. And nobody felt like that was a big deal. And I said, to them women, it was.
Right.
Because they didn't get absorbed into other parts of the store.
Can I tell you something, Ericka?
Mm-hmm.
And not, to whatever, but it's a small sector, or it's a majority male in IT. But for
Mm-hmm.
me, as far as working with and my students, some of my best students and some of the best IT professionals or people working in IT that I know are women. It's just
Mm-hmm.
y'all have a different type of drive, or at least I'm just encountering the wrong guys. But it just seemed like y'all don't have as many excuses. Um, it's easier to work with y'all. And then, like I said, the women that's in my program are just absolute monsters, man. Like guys, I have to kind of like coast them along, hold their hand. Hey, man, you might want to do this and do that. And these are grown men we talking about. But the women are just kind of like, hey, you need to do this and that, and they just check off the boxes, man. So I got a feeling that y'all, I don't know, y'all might win the race a little bit quicker than us, just because I mean, just like you, the work ethic that you have. A lot of my students had the same. A lot of my women students had that same work ethic. So,
I'm trying to figure out how to retire up in here. No.
I mean, you're
um,
really well on your way, because the grind that you putting up, and like I said, it's inspiring and it's motivating, man.
Listen, I'm telling y'all, again, they took away, if you think about 3 shifts all day, disappeared out of Lowe's like that. And it was a headache department. And
Yep,
so now when I see ladies, I'm at Home Depot or Lowe's, and I'm trying to go check out, and I try to use the girl to check out, they be like, well, just go to the swipe. I'm like, honey, don't you know that's your job?
that's
And
crazy.
it's like they don't even get it.
They
That's
know.
your job.
And then the scary thing is like the just being willfully ignorant. The same thing is if I was a waiter and they bring a thing that sits on the table and it literally does everything I can do. I can call and say I want some drinks.
Mm-hmm.
I can pay there and everything. That's another thing that's automated and automation. And me being from Detroit, when I was younger, the dream, well, not my damn dream, but the main thing was to get a job at the plant, right? Working at the plant. If you was working at the plant, you had made it. And now most of the processes working at the plant is automated. A robot is doing it. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody needs, it doesn't take too much skill to put on a damn, a door handle. You're doing the same thing. So just understand that what I've seen is automation is really only replacing jobs that don't nobody want to do any damn way. Who the hell want to be putting on the same door handle or lifting up the door for 8 hours a day? So that's
But that's
all.
how it starts.
Yeah, right, right,
That's
right, right.
how it
True,
starts.
true.
I'm gonna read a couple of these and then we're gonna get back on track. PayPal
Okay.
was giving loans. I never knew PayPal was the first
Yeah.
fintech to give the loan.
Yep.
So that's the only reason people even stuck with PayPal, because they was getting loans. When PayPal stopped giving loans around into 2019, right before this pandemic hit, they didn't stop, but they were like really hesitant on who they gave it
Yep.
to. That's when Stripe and everybody else came in their place with better customer service, better user experience. And I mean, again, PayPal ain't got no. PayPal is like Arby's. Okay, we
Yeah,
have to
really
meet.
is.
We gotta go buy something. And that's why Arby's bought Buffalo Wild Wings, because people are like,
Another
Arby's got money.
another thing that's scary, like you said, another thing that's scary about PayPal is they kind of cater more to the customer as opposed to the business owner. So I'm pretty sure you
Mm,
already went through that with them holding all the money and that kind of stuff. It's no
yep.
bueno.
So Roy Joyce said, I started in programming mainframe BOS back in the
Wow.
reality 90s, but I had that Wyatt Earp bug, so I went LE. So you was out there beating people up, is what you did. You was out there pew pewing.
Hey.
Listen, my cousin used to be like that. Now he's like, I'm old. I ain't trying to chase nobody or nothing. So Tanya Tucson, I love Pinterest. I didn't know I could make money. So this is another thing about it. Like, not even being funny, but this is that thing where y'all are in the matrix, but you can't see
Gotta
the matrix
unplug.
is working.
Yep.
Like when I'm on Pinterest every day, I'm like, oh, I know they made some money. Like I only can see it from this aspect of, okay, I just clicked on 10 dresses that I thought were great and they're all sold out. Dang, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? I love traffic. All my website traffic comes from there. There you go, Angelise. Worst it gives, yeah. If you're my digital real estate course, we're gonna have a whole class on Pinterest. Highly recommend. Okay, thank you. Get back in there. Listen, I'm telling you, listen, y'all. Um, you got no idea that's how it works. Listen, I'm telling y'all, there's so many things. Y'all hit the like button, man. Enlightening tutorial to Pinterest. I'm telling you, y'all. Erica, thank you. 2 years ago, you recommended getting into tech. Now I have a whole full stack software engineer. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Congratulations, man.
Listen, Brandon, I'm gonna need a whole review out of you. Come on. Somebody said help desk 2 years max.
Thanks.
That's it. Let me see. If you got any tech writer questions, go ahead back to all my Kamoy videos. We answer that stuff 15,000 times. Go back through there. Answers ain't changed. My friend's husband is in cybersecurity. He makes between 130 to 150,000.
And that right there is actually I'm proud of them and it's great. That's actually on the low end. Cybersecurity is super important, and a lot of companies are starting to notice how important it really is. And it's always better to be proactive as opposed to reactive, because cybersecurity breaches, hacks, and that type of stuff has cost a lot of companies, millions, even billions of dollars. So that's why they're paying people so much money.
Can you answer this question? Read it out and answer it for me.
Uh, YouTube user. I'm a librarian and I want to be a data analyst. I'm trying to make more money. Librarians have the same skill set as data analysts. Where should I start? Uh, I suppose you could say that uh, data analysts and data is super important, and you can get a big bag doing that. What I would say is just make sure that that's actually what you want to do, right? You're in a librarian, or you're in a library, and you got books, and books have data in it, but a data analyst is a pretty big undertaking. What I would do is just um, pretty much figure out and make sure that's actually what you want to do. All right. That's the first thing. That's what I would say. And just start, because make sure that you don't take too much time. Make sure you don't have paralysis by analysis. Just start and figure out, what you want to do and make sure that's what you want to do. YouTube user. That's what I would say.
Okay, people are asking technical writing questions. Go ahead and let you answer them.
For sure, yes. So technical writing is a good spot to be in, a great space to be in, because to be honest, a lot of people don't want to do it. A lot of people don't want to
Mm-hmm.
do it, and a lot of times, things that people don't want to do, you're gonna get paid a lot of money for it. But it is just like anything else that's worth doing. It's a pretty big undertaking as well. I've never done technical writing myself, but it's definitely a good field to get into if you like that kind of stuff, right? But once you get into it, that's also an easy way to branch off and start doing things on your own as well. And that's another great thing about IT. You can have a gig and get a job, but you can also be doing stuff on your own, whether it's on the weekend, whether it's after work, whether it's before work. You can definitely, be doing stuff on your own with things like, not saying that this is, where you got to go, but with things like Upwork, Fiverr, you can kind of go on those platforms and kind of get your name out there and get the experience that you need in those spots. And then after that, build your own platform.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, y'all got so many questions on here. I am a systems admin, but with many companies moving to cloud services, things are definitely different.
For sure. Yep. So that's a good thing. So the cloud, right? The cloud
Mm-hmm.
sounds wonderful, sounds magical, but the cloud is literally just somebody else's computer, right? So you put your
Mm-hmm.
stuff on somebody else's computer. As long as you have access to the internet, you can access that cloud stuff. Now, unfortunately, with convenience comes a lack of security. So that's what cybersecurity
Bingo.
comes in as well. So all I can say is, I know. Okay, so this is one thing I want to say.
You do it. Say it.
I know a lot of people say, "Hey, do what you love. Find what you're passionate about." I'm passionate about feeding my family and paying my mortgage, and so uh, I don't have a love for this per se. I'm not passionate about this. What I am passionate about is educating people, right? But like I said, yeah. if you want to, make sure that it's a lane that you like. You ain't gotta love it. If you like it, it's a bonus. But definitely with the cloud, everything is moving to the cloud. Everything is pretty much already there. Most organizations already have a cloud structure, but they have to make sure that they implement some kind of security controls, firewalls, whether it's IPSs or intrusion prevention to prevent hacking, so on and so forth. And another thing is, a lot of times when you save a company money or prevent a company from being hacked, you can go in and say, hey man, I've saved y'all $1 million, I saved y'all $500,000, I saved y'all $10,000. This need to go on my performance review. I need to get a bonus. I need to get a raise. And another thing is, if you have the right skill set, like I said, when you get in the interview, okay, let's go back to that. You're gonna have the skills. I would hope so. You had a piece of paper, but like I said, with a lot of tech companies, it has something to do with culture as well, right? If you're not a good cultural fit, they may not really rock with you. So, like I said, don't ever think that you're gonna be. Mark Zuckerberg is the only guy that can kind of get away with being a weirdo and still, move and stuff like that. You're gonna have to be you're gonna have to be likable. You're gonna have to be relatable, and you have to know how
You
to
gotta
do
take a bath, man.
man.
I
So
went, I
anyway,
went to Apple in Austin. The Apple, like the headquarters, they was in pajamas at work, walking around in pajamas, pink
so
hair, pajamas. It was
so
too
listen
much.
to this, Erica. That's another thing that people need to think about. You had that flexibility, right? So thank God, my like I said, my business is doing good, but I get job offers all the time, right? And just like the company has a company culture, you have a culture as well too.
Yep.
I was talking to one of my students, and they said I went in an interview and they liked me, da da da, but they have an office dog. Are you comfortable? I was like, are you
Ooh.
comfortable with that? He was like, not really. I'm not really feeling it. And they kind of was like, kind of shunning me a little bit because I don't want to mess with the dog. It stinks. They don't wash it, but it's anywhere.
Oh.
I mean, and they was paying them over six figures, and I just told them like, leave, leave. Just tell them because the whole thing is no point of being miserable. So if you get in tech and be in tech for a while, it almost comes to a point you're interviewing them. Like, do I want to rock out here? Because the whole thing is, if you're gonna be uncomfortable and be around people that you don't feel, good with. Because another thing with IT, you're gonna have a lot of projects, right? And projects mean that you're gonna have to working with other people. If you don't like these other people, you're gonna be miserable. So I would just make sure that you, for one, like I said, get the skills. You're gonna get that, but just make sure that you are likable and that it's a cultural fit both ways. You rocking with them and they rocking with you.
Listen, I'd have been like, I'm allergic to dogs. I'd have been like, is there a groomer schedule for the groomer to come in weekly? I mean, that's that people like I'm at a co-working space and I switch between two different offices, but I go to this one and this guy brings his little dog and he walks around and clearly is lonely, wants to talk to people. I'm like, if you don't get a little stinky dog away from us, what are you doing?
That's
Like,
honestly, that's
go
one thing
somewhere.
I don't really miss so much. When I because I can kind of write my own schedule and blah blah blah. I don't really miss the office small talk and all that kind of stuff. And
How's the weather? How's your Tesla?
like, then
That's
you
a
just
nice
come from
Tesla you
outside.
got.
Like, what you mean out of weather? Then you just come from outside? Shit, you know how it is.
How was the military treatment? Man, if y'all go somewhere from this desk, um, y'all got so much funny stuff in here. Oh man, thank Black Heights. Shout
That's my
out to
man.
Black
That's my
Heights.
man. That's my
Listen,
guy, man.
come up if you want, man. He treated us to some wine. We had a good time a couple weeks ago. Japan already has vending machine system to order and pay for food before you sit down. Man, they got one in Austin, and it's the conveyor belt. You know, the sushi go on the conveyor belt. It's crazy. Even
They,
the hot stuff go on the conveyor belt.
but that's also another thing about culturally, because I was watching something. I'm not sure if it was in Japan. I think it was in Japan, but it was like
Hmm.
people that was living in like these cubes, and they wouldn't even go
Yeah,
outside. It was kind of they
and they stink probably too. They stink.
yes, yes, I don't know. They own some different stuff. The whole thing is with the metaverse, the virtual reality. I still want to go outside and interact with people, man. So
Well, this is what and there's levels to this again, y'all. I keep saying there's levels to this. They showed in Japan where this company was like, man, productivity down, people are depressed, like what is going on? And so they hired some women. It is what it is. It's China, right? They already shorted women. They hired a bunch of Asian women to go around and just be nice and talk to the men, and the productivity went
wow.
through the roof. People stopped calling out sick, and I didn't know you could call out sick in China. And they coming to work,
I didn't know you could do that either.
and they are like, it's the best work environment ever. And all these girls are doing is walking around like, hi, how's your day? and so China got a bigger problem on its hands
for
anyway,
sure.
right? They already got Russian women getting sent in, and I understand that whole concept. Russia like we're gonna make some money off y'all,
Yeah,
but uh, you got to understand like that's already imbalanced, and then to come to work you ain't happy there, and you ain't got no girlfriend. It's just too much. And people, that's why people, this whole, we talked about this whole internet thing where people don't want to interact with women and men and all this stuff. Y'all, that's silly season. That's not realistic anywhere.
people.
It don't work.
I don't really engage with it too much, but it's a lot. I think people are worried about the wrong thing. Guys need to be doing this, girls need to be doing that, blah blah blah. You got to work on yourself, man, and everything will
Yeah.
come. Everything will come to you. Long as you trying to level up and on your purpose, it'll come to you. But I think too many people are worried about just deflecting. Like, let me have a
Everything
distraction.
else over there. I really tell you, like, I really think in our community, and I just mean that loosely, brown folks, but you say black folks. I really think we need about 1 million people to go ahead and push it on us. Now, what do I mean? I
Hold
mean
on,
nursing.
hold on. You said what?
I'm trying to do inclusiveness here. I need about 1 million of our people to go ahead and push it up. I mean nursing. I mean tech. I mean trades. Like we got about 1 million people that need something to do, and they also need to make more income because only 2.9% of all black people make 100,000,
Right,
over 100,000, and so
right.
that's just too low. Like we can't even. That ain't gonna work nowhere. So these
You know, you
Nigerians
know,
come in, they ain't playing.
You know what, Erica, it's funny, man. When I first started my company, I was kind of on that wave. I was
Hmm.
kind of like, hey, I'm trying to, lift up black people. I'm trying to, which I still am. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey,
unfortunately,
anybody that is focused.
every that basically like because I've noticed that I got support from I have white students, Asian students,
Hmm.
Indian
Hmm.
students, and I'm just kind of basically a winner. A winner doesn't
Yeah.
really have a race, and if you want to do what you got to do, then I'll support you. But all I can do is be an example. I'm black. I'm from the inner city. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had the same uh, pitfalls. I could have, just like I'm on here talking to Ericka Williams, talking about technology. I could be in prison. I could be selling dope. I could be doing all kind of stuff, but I just chose a different path. And another thing is, um, the I don't like calling myself a nerd, but if that's what it is, that's what it is. But the geek and the
Nothing wrong with
nerd, they damn sure ain't. They get in the bag. The geeks run the world. Look at
that.
Elon, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg. These are the most powerful guys. Elon just got like $30 billion. When his damn value went up like $30 billion, and then
Yeah.
Tesla went over $1 trillion. Like, it's winning, man. We're winning with technology. We're winning. Then another thing, and what I'll say is, depending on where you at, the groups that you follow, the things that you do, the internet don't have no barriers, man. You're gonna
It really
find the
don't.
tribe, you're gonna find somebody to rock with you. Even if you're talking about some silly shit, you'll find, a group of people that's on that. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
So listen, I mean, and I always tell people, yeah, we did an event in Dallas, and there was a super great couple. They were at the door. They're Hispanic, and I was like, oh, maybe they had the wrong door. I opened the door. I'm like, hey, they're like, we're here for you. And I was like, oh, come on upstairs.
You
I mean,
never know.
I get calls from Asian, Hispanic, and white folks all the time. They do consulting calls. It don't surprise me. People that want to win want to win. You got
That's
the
right.
answers. You got the answers.
Because that's what I
Um,
noticed. I actually had um I have had a huge influx of Indian students, and I actually got a huge influx of white Canadian students, and it's just
hmm.
surprised me like, wow, that I don't know, it is what it is. If you know what the hell you're talking about, it don't really matter, what color you are. But you mind if I answer Donna's
Yeah,
question?
this what I wanted. Hmm.
So Donna, in IT, right? A lot of
Hmm.
people, like I said, want to talk about the pretty stuff. It depends on location, right? A lot of people, oh, I got a degree, I got all these certifications. You live in Arkansas, man. Like, what you think about that happen? Like, sometimes you may have to relocate. You may have to maybe get an internship. But if she's what did you say she was? A data analyst. I think
Hmm.
that she should be able to make something happen. And just start applying. That's one thing. That's another thing. Just remember, Indeed, Monster, Glassdoor, wherever, the stuff that they asking for is a wish list, right? Um, 9 times out of 10, if you see a job posting, somebody that has all that stuff probably already has a job. They ain't even looking for a job. They want you to be
Hmm.
an astronaut, be a gold medalist, be able to do 100 push-ups, have zero damn body fat. Like, what this got to do with my job? So a lot of times, just let them tell you no. Now, like I said, if it's you a high school dropout and they want you to have a master's degree, that might be a little bit too much for you. But just make sure that you apply, and just let them tell you no. And another thing is, if you get an interview, if you don't get the job, just use that as reps, right? You okay? I didn't get that, and just ask them for feedback. Hey, what do I suck at? What do you don't like, and so on and so forth. But that's what I would suggest. Just tell her to apply, and she may need to move from wherever she at because she shouldn't be unemployed for a year.
Yeah, we got to talk to her. Put your sister on the phone. We got some questions.
Yeah.
Don't sound right. Here we go. People always ask about these degrees, y'all. Need them certs. Well, go ahead. Please answer this one. Can you read it out loud?
You don't have to have a degree. You can just have certifications. That's one great thing about this field is that you don't have to have a degree. A degree, usually takes you four years or even longer if you decide to get a master's. And a lot of times you can't apply any of that knowledge. You can't even apply to a job. A lot of times, if you are in college, you can't say in pursuit of BA. They're not going to respect that. But a lot of times you can say in pursuit of A plus and in pursuit of Security Plus. These are different certifications, and a lot of times you can get these certifications in a couple months. For instance, at Master I.T, most students get their first certification in 30 days and get 3 certifications in 3 to 4 months. And these are popular. This ain't just some arbitrary stuff. This is stuff that's applicable. You can literally say Security Plus certified and punch it in Indeed, punch it in all these other job services, and it'll tell you how much you can expect to make depending on where you are. But I think another thing is you guys have to look at a long-term plan, right? Mm-hmm. So like I said, help desk, no more than a year or two, and be cool with moving. Because like I said, a lot of times somebody will tell me, I'm doing XYZ. How much you making right now? 70,000. Oh, okay. Would you mind taking a step back for a minute, making 50 or 60 with the possibility of making 100,000? No, I can't do that. How long did it take you to make 70,000? Okay, you're making 70,000 now, but that's after 100 raises and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I just know IT. It's to me, Ericka, it should be a no-brainer. Like what you doing? Like it's a no-brainer.
I don't think I'm getting some search just to show how hard it is or isn't.
You got one?
No. I'm in process right now.
Okay,
We're gonna talk about it after hours. We'll talk about it after hours.
I can plug you into the Ericka. I got to tell you something, man. I know you talking about the truck driver dude, right? Mm-hmm. I got 2 students, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's on this live. Please listen. If you ain't listening to nothing else, listen to this. I got 2 students that have Tourette syndrome, man. Tourette syndrome. That's where you shake and tick and yell stuff out. This is things that they cannot control. It's not lazy. It's not that they grew up in the hood. These are disabilities. And both of them, well, the girl, the woman, she got certified and she's actually working in tech right now. And my guy, he about to take his test on Friday, pass, and then keep on moving. Like a lot of times you ain't got no excuse. You don't have, if a person with Tourette's can get into which is no disrespect to nobody. I just know that something that's uncontrollable. And that's a valid excuse, man. That's a valid excuse to lay down and be like, hey, it ain't for me. So y'all ain't got no damn excuse, basically.
IBM is reskilling 30 million people. Google's doing 40 million. And I'm telling you, like, I always talk about, I'm like, we need like 1 million Black people to move on up. People are like, that's crazy. I'm like, no, not in the grand scheme of how many people they train. And we could throw 1 million in there and it wouldn't make it'd make a difference in the community. But I'm just saying, as far as jobs.
Facebook is planning on hiring a bunch of people too, so they can. I don't know if it's going to actually work or not, but they plan on hiring a bunch of people to try and figure out this metaverse thing.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. There's so many questions, y'all, in here. I ain't ignoring y'all. I know y'all see me skipping over some of y'all. It's not personal, I promise you.
Ain't nobody making fun of me, are they?
No, they enjoying it.
I'm just joking. I wouldn't give a damn if they were.
You are definitely from Detroit. I wouldn't give a Yep. I'm telling you, robotics automation, like people, again, in about 5 years, except for Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is going to be this beacon of having American people, human face. But a lot of these places are going to be, you tap the window. You don't even talk. You don't even tell them what you want your order. You're going to tap the screen. You're going to tap it with your finger, all them germs. And you're going to go over there and you're going to swipe your card. I was at the Philadelphia airport. They had an old Black guy and 2 other guys that they was tattoos on their neck and their face. And they were like, oh, no, don't talk to us. Hit the computer. We ain't even talking to them. We type the Philly cheesesteak we want, then walk over from this computer to this other laptop, pay with our card, because it has some security on it, right? Pay with our card at there, and then they yell out your name.
Wow.
And it's like, y'all don't even see what they doing?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
and the old black man was like, okay, honey, you want this cheese or whatever? Okay, I'm reading your order back to you. And it was funny because I'm like, you ain't even got to read it back to me because I typed it in myself. I know what I ordered. So I'm telling you,
That's another, and honestly, the pandemic gave companies a time to collect a lot of data to really see
hmm
how many people do we really need. We don't need these damn offices. That's a lot of positions that we don't really need. So, shout out to Black Heights. And automation, I don't think it's a bad thing, because to be honest, just to be honest, and I don't want to ruffle no feathers, but if I do it
do
well,
what you want.
you're not supposed to be. You're not. Look, man. Like like fast food restaurants, it's for high school people. That's not a career. You're not supposed to be grown. You're not. A damn fast food job was never meant to support a whole family, man. It's just not like you got to think about me right now, right? All I got to do is go to McDonald's. They're gonna sit me in the back. They're gonna put in a VHS, an old ass VHS. I'm gonna watch it for 20 minutes. I'm gonna know how to do your job. It don't involve no skill. And like I said, you got to do what you got to do to feed your family. But just make sure that you have a skill set that's easily transferable and pretty much something that's valuable. And there's no excuse. You got people like Ericka, you got people like me. It's not the 80s or the 90s. You only a DM or email or something away from somebody that's powerful and really moving and shaking. So
And people be on the phone in the computer matrix all day. Don't you want to figure out how to make money from this phone?
I want to say,
I'm,
I want to say it was either Fabulous or Kevin Gates that said it's a bunch of I can't use the word he said, but it says a bunch of a bunch of dumb people on smartphones, and that's all it is.
it really is. But that's the levels to it, right? They're going to create a bunch of tech for people that don't really want to learn, just refuse to learn, right? That a caveman could do it, and then they're going to create tech for different levels. Because when
Yep.
I went to FitCon and certain things, people were like, oh, you can invest from your phone. If I say that right now, there's still people like, I don't understand what you mean. How? Where? I'm like, didn't you just take a picture of your check and send it to the bank? That's tech right there, okay? But you got to realize we still got almost 50% of Americans still unbanked. So we got a whole bunch of I know, or they're underbanked. Now, what does it mean underbanked? Underbanked means maybe they got a credit union, maybe they don't, maybe they get their money deposited in PayPal, right? Or they go to the they go to the bodega, cash their check at the bodega, and so that's why fintech makes so much money because banks won't loan to people because they can't get this consistent track record. But the fintech see you making money, so
Yeah.
that's how they get the loans. But I'm telling
And
you,
actually,
there's
that's a funny thing you brought that up. That's another thing, gang. Uh, you can see what purpose you're on and what you digesting and what you intaking just by looking at the algorithm. If you go on Instagram and it's a bunch, when you go to the popular page and there's a bunch of people fighting and cussing and acting crazy, that's what you into. That's what you've been searching.
hmm
If you get on YouTube and it's feeding you a bunch of crazy stuff, it's because that's the algorithm says you like stupid stuff. So here I'm gonna show you some stupid stuff and I'm gonna keep on feeding it to you.
hmm
So
Well, another thing too, what people have to understand is, and I'm trying to word it nicely. A
it's
lot
hard.
of times,
Sometimes it's hard to, Eric. Sometimes it's just like, man,
Chime Bank, right? The whole thing with Chime Bank and a couple of the other banks, but Chime is a prime example where people were like, "Oh, you can go to Walmart or Walgreens and put money into your Chime Bank." Like it's already saying, we know you don't have no bank. You can't even get a bank that's the bank at the Walmart. So how about you just bring us your check and put it into you know what I'm saying? Let the Walmart take your check and we're gonna put it through your bank account. And I'm like, y'all, it just can't be that hard out here. And I didn't believe it till I had two drivers who didn't have bank accounts. They were
damn.
like, nah, send me my money to Walmart every week. I'm like, I'm not about to get locked up going to Walmart spending $1,300 every week. And I'm telling you, I go in there to Walmart lady and be like, you gotta say what? 1,300? We don't never have nobody coming here sending that much money. I'd be like, well, how much do y'all usually have? 300, $400.
Damn.
And I'm like, y'all know it's a struggle out here. If you calling your cousin in Alabama for them to Western Union you
Man,
$400, it's a
man,
rough life. It's a real
man.
life. So I'm just gonna go there. But I know I was flagged because they were like, "Oh, ma'am, You got to give us your name, your ID. Like they were really extra. But the third, fourth time I came in there, I was like, yeah, y'all got to have a bank account. This is
Hey,
ridiculous.
Eric, I just want to expound on what this guy said. A battle
Yeah.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage everybody to get into IT. I know a lot of people are scared of age,
Mm-hmm.
but I got a student that's 63 years old. He was a
Ooh.
he was a well, former student. He was a truck driver. I think I got him around. He was like 60, 61. He had been driving trucks a long time, flatbed, long whatever. All the
Mm-hmm.
time, all the different types of stuff. And he just said it was it was hard on his body and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. And he's actually working. Well, last time I talked to him, he was working in networking. So I would advise that if you do want to make a drastic change, that you do it while you're younger, because a lot of times you can take a L, when you're younger and kind of be more resilient and bounce back. If you take a L at 25, it may not hurt as bad if you take it when you're 55. But whatever the hell you're doing, if you don't see a future in it, I would definitely advise getting into tech. A lot of people try and act like things aren't going to happen, but we talking about
Look at
hamburgers
the
and
pandemic.
French fries are going to be automated. Eventually, delivery services are going to be automated. Like they like
Mm-hmm.
Amazon is already looking into drones just to drop packages off. How fast they can do it. They got a lot of robots in the damn warehouse because it's so many people complain. Oh, they treat us like shit. They do this, they do that. Amazon is like not about to be playing. They about to just have a bunch of robots in there and maybe a manager or two to make sure that the stuff is going where it need to go. And this ain't no doom and gloom. It just is what it is. That's another thing that people just need to accept, that
Oh,
technology.
people hate that. They like, oh, it's doom and gloom. I'm like, listen to me. All these companies, all of a sudden, not to cut you off, Starbucks,
No, you good.
Amazon, Walmart. Oh, we're gonna pay for you to go to college because they're making a way for you to get up out of there.
Thanks.
They getting you up out of there. Y'all don't understand. Like people are like, see, yeah, they're not gonna pay us no more extra money, but they're gonna pay for my school. Why they gonna do that? What sense does that make? So they can walk around and say they have the most educated staff? Nah, they getting rid of y'all. Y'all don't even understand what's about to happen.
And
They getting
another
y'all
thing,
out the door.
Erica, is just people. You got to start making more money. Everybody, you got to start making more money. Inflation is here, and it's probably going to increase even more. Like even and then to me, people fighting for $15 an hour. That's not even a
That's
living wage.
insane.
But that's not a living wage either though. Like
And
even
then they like, Erica, shame on you for not giving them $15. I'm like, no, shame on them for not leaving that place and making more money for their family.
hallelujah, you preach to the choir, bitch.
Like you made them babies. I didn't make them. So this guy said, Otis Harris, I'm 39. Y'all be telling me y'all age like that's gonna stop the show. It ain't gonna stop the show, baby. Get on with it. You got this, right? He said, where should I start to get in cybersecurity? Should I start with help desk? Thanks. You should start with Master and IT course.
Bam, there go your answer. Get off YouTube. Go ahead and go sign up. Whatever you got.
It's the
But
link I keep putting inside the chat.
oh, what up, Otis? You got an old school name, Otis Harris. So
Listen, he got the official pimp name.
but so Big O, just start right. So sociology, hey, you got an education, so I wouldn't say it was worthless. I would say, not trying to, but that's honestly why we're here. I love everybody, love Ericka, but you can go over to the program, and inside the program is broken down where anybody can do it. And I'm not, I got testimonials. I got a
Hmm.
bunch of damn students certified. Got almost 300 videos on YouTube. So if you want to do a little bit
Look
more
at all this.
research.
He said, "What's in the program?" Right here. I'm gonna read it. Look at this. Or you
So
can
it's
read it.
so we pretty much start with ITF, which is going to give you the fundamental stuff. So that's kind of going to
Hmm.
be like the elementary 1, 2, 3 ABC, just to get you started.
Hmm.
And then after that, we're going to jump into A plus. That's going to be your
Hmm.
first certification that can actually gain you employment. And
Hmm.
usually, most of the guys and girls in the program, they knock out that ITF and the A plus in the first 30 days. So if you really own it, if you really on top of it, and another thing. Um, with the program. It's super affordable. It's like super affordable, like really affordable. If you don't have this money to invest in yourself, I don't know what to tell you. But the
Wait,
program.
wait, wait. You didn't finish. You didn't finish. Look, look, look. Number three,
Oh,
Microsoft OS
I'm,
training.
I'm,
Number
I'm, I'm,
four.
I'm, gonna keep. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. But
Okay.
all this training comes with an accountability coach, me, and
Hmm.
mentorship. So I'm gonna guide you through the whole shebang bang. But anyway, we get A plus, and then after you knock out A plus, we go into Microsoft training. The reason we go through Microsoft training, as of today, Microsoft is the #1 operating system in the world. That may change, but as of today, it's the #1 operating system. Then after that, we get Network Plus, which is a networking certification. Then after that, we go into Security Plus, which is the #1 Department of Defense security certification, and that is the big one that kind of gets everybody a big bag. And most students finish this within 4 months, but you will have an entire year and access to the program. This has helped thousands of students win, and I don't see why you would be any different, Otis. So if you look into getting to cybersecurity, this is where you need to start.
Y'all might take this class and document it for y'all. I might have to do it. Again, number 6 is Microsoft cybersecurity training. Y'all be asking cybersecurity training certification, CompTIA training
Oh.
I can't even talk.
You gotta stop drinking before the live.
I know. I gotta stop. Listen, y'all be doing too. Y'all be like, Ericka, you done had something? I'm like, mind your business. There may be something in this cup over here. But yeah,
I'm even working hard all day.
Check all this stuff out. Man, I took a nap. It was so good. Oh my god, it was like I woke up on the couch like, what day is it? Somebody left me on this couch.
My body don't know how to do that. If I take a nap, it's over with.
It's a wrap. Listen, it's a wrap. Okay, this is what I was going to speak on. This is what I forgot to say. Somebody was talking about passion. And I'm not against people having a passion, but when you got money to back your passion, it's a whole different vibe, right? There's a lot of people who they work a job that pays so much money, they can buy that studio album, they can promote their concert on the side. A lot of people don't. They wake up at 35, they have no skills, they got no money, and they've been working on this passion, and now they hate their passion because it never really paid them. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Cybersecurity is extremely important in our society right now because so many people are using their phones. They don't change their daggone passwords. They got cookies all over that bad boy. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, this class, like everything somebody's telling you, Otis Harris in the chat is in his course. That's what I'm saying. Like just literally save yourself the trouble. Like go right here. Yes, you can wear pajamas to work, but you won't get promoted. That might be true. That might be true. Let me see. I do not like dogs at the office, not even at my house. Yeah, that's kind of wild to me. Like they doing too much.
That's one of the things. Is just like that's like especially in
like
tech.
A comfort dog or something.
It's having an office dog. It's weird.
And look, I lived in China 4 years. Don't sleep on Chinese men. Listen, my friend is in Atlanta. I'm trying to think of the name of the company. She said they had all these Chinese men come into work, right? And she said she looked up 2 years later, like 7 of them had got married to black ladies at the daggone table. I said, them black women thought them men was like, we about to wrap this up. They knew they weren't going back to China. They didn't care. I'm a trucker trying to start learning that code. I had to jump ship into a different career. Listen, I understand. Sometimes you got to get out of that truck. Yep, he said 2 to 3 cashiers at the most.
Yep.
Y'all got so much in here. I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm just skipping some stuff. What are the main topics or problems that cybersecurity people solve?
I mean, it's kind of like you can look at. Okay, so data, right? Data is super important. Facebook wants your data and they sells your data. I don't know if you know that.
Out of it.
Yep. Instagram takes your data and sells your data to third-party companies. All these social media platforms make the majority of money from advertising, and that's how you just think about shotguns or just think about sneakers, and somehow that pops up on your screen. So long story short, the bank, right? So the bank is your data. All your data is inside the bank, and then cybersecurity would be the surveillance cameras. It would be the alarm. It would be the security guard. So cybersecurity makes sure that your data, your identity, and that whatever you're doing is going to be safe, right? So just know that, I don't know, and I pray nobody has this happen to them, but getting your identity stolen can be life-changing, right? It can be, somebody can take your identity, rob some banks, kill some people, buy a damn house, get a car loan, and then it'll be, sometimes it's hard to prove that it wasn't you that did it. So a lot of companies actually invest in cybersecurity just to prevent, like I said, things getting hacked. And then you got to understand pretty much everything is on the internet. and everything is hackable, unfortunately. But you need to have a couple fail safes, whether it's firewalls, whether it's a virus protection, whether it's actually people monitoring the network to try and prevent that. Because a lot of times, just like a bully wants to go after prey. It doesn't want to go after another predator. So hackers are the same way. They want to go after the things that aren't as secure and stuff that they can get in pretty easily. Hopefully that answered your question.
And if you don't believe that's possible, because there's like almost 400 people here, make sure y'all hit the like button.
Wow.
There is an American Greed show. It's been 400 to almost 420. So
You a beast, man. You are a beast, man.
on American Greed, there's a whole show where this white dude with a long hair, and he's kind of laughing about it. He was stealing people's identities, filling out their, like he'd find their house. Let's say your parents have a house and it's got all this equity. He would get your parents' information because you know your parents are old on the computer just typing in anything. Get a bank loan, cash out, refi their house, take that money and go live on it. He
Damn.
was so good that the federal government offered him a job. They
Hey,
were like,
man.
all right, listen, we want to put you in jail, but damn, you done do so good. We're gonna offer you cybersecurity with the FBI.
Now that ain't the best way, to get a gig, but a lot of hackers um
Hmm.
get hired because that's the way they negotiated. Like, look, I'll show you exactly what I did, but I don't want to go to jail. No, okay, well, cool, and then they end
But
up putting them on the payroll.
think about that. He literally took information that people's parents put on the internet when they filled out stuff. He got the form sent to somewhere else because he intercepted them, filled it out, got a whole cash out refi of a house, put it into his bank account, and then was living and was just like, all right, y'all got me.
And
Y'all got me.
I got another example for you, Erica. Since you
Mhm.
are a monster YouTuber, a lot of YouTube accounts and followers of certain YouTube accounts
Yep.
actually got hacked because
Hmm.
they'll copy. I don't want to get them damn an example that's that people can actually do, but people were actually putting malicious links into certain YouTube chats and stuff like that, and people would
Yep.
click these links because they would trust whoever channel it was on, and then once you go to that link, it would ask you for a bunch of stuff, or it wouldn't ask you for nothing. It may download something to your computer or take something away. Just pretty much right now, you have to be super vigilant. And another thing is cybersecurity prevents your identity being stolen, phishing attacks, and stuff like that. Because I know a bunch of y'all get, these scam likely calls from a
Yep.
lot of different people, and that's something to do with cybersecurity as well. And another thing is cybersecurity training. Unfortunately, a lot of people just, I don't know, they just don't know, that there's so many scams or so many things going on, and a lot of companies are paying a lot of money to train their users. Because unfortunately, you can have all this super duper firewalls and safeguards and stuff, but if you got a bunch of stupid people working, they can pretty much mess up your whole network, and pretty much you'll get imploded from the inside out, if that makes sense.
So again, I see. Almost 20 years ago, when I was a kid, professionals from a company came to school and told us nerds will rule the world, were the future
They was
when I
right.
was high. Listen, all things Nat Gene. Stop playing with me, Nat Gene. Quit playing with me on this channel. Go to the playlist. Kamoy Matthews has a technical writing course. Already, we've been talking about this for 3 years on this channel. Thank you for your super chat, but I'm gonna tell you again. Go over to the playlist. I will put it in the chat, but I'm trying to keep it here and trying to keep it focused. She has a technical writing course. Go get the course. Thank you for super chatting. Go get the course. It's already gone over that. Go watch the videos. Go get the course.
And can I just a caveat on that?
Mm-hmm.
Udemy is cool, I guess, but you get what you pay for, and
Exactly.
I'll just leave it at that.
Let's see here. Oh, thank you so much, Jerry. California knows how to party. Okay. Hold on one second, y'all. There's so much. So much about being a cashier won't make to feed your family. It sure won't. It wasn't meant to be. Look, there you go, Blair. I want to do her courses. I'm telling you, go get it. Go get it. Go get her course. That's awesome. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. But yeah, I've had people message us. Like there was one black man. I don't remember his name, but I can go back to my emails. He literally, I kept talking to them about how Austin Community College gave a free network administrator degree. Tell me why old boy came here from New York on a bus, got the free degree, stayed in
Damn.
Austin, and then reached contact me after he got the free degree.
Wow.
I was
See,
like, see, people be hearing it now. Y'all be, I thank y'all. He didn't even bother me while he was here. Not till he finished. I love it. I love it. See. There's so much. There's so much. Let me see. Look, everybody, listen. Even if you don't even hit her up via my link, but yeah, hit her up. Okay, people always reaching out to me. Yep. 60 in IT, I know I can do it then too. Even young people scared of IT. They really are. And I think we have a society that preaches all this passion. And it's really disrespectful because honestly, if you think back at our grandparents, they weren't passionate about being at the factory. They were passionate when they came home and played the guitar, danced with your grandma, sang with the kids, did stuff in the weekend. They lived the actual life. See, we want to go to work and have friends at work and goof off at work because we don't want to build no life after work. That's too much. You got to build a life, y'all. Look, somebody else was about to ask the age factor. Y'all be asking this stuff, and I'm like, if a 63-year-old truck driver could come in there and get to work, y'all slacking.
Another thing is this, gang. Like, if you live a healthy lifestyle, if you're 50, you got at least 30, 40 years before you punch out. You got plenty of time to make it happen, man.
Well, this is something I tell people. If you think about it, Italy had all these 100-year-old people that passed, and I'm like, 100. So people don't even really make no kind of like long-term life thought, like how can I really live well into later age?
I think that's another thing. Too many people they just want it to be right now. It got to happen right now. It got to happen right now, and they just don't understand. Like like Ericka, like where you are today is from stuff you did 5 years ago. So it's just you just got to have a long-term view.
And it could go left or right with it now. So that's the thing. It's like.
Yeah.
You got to make some steps, right? Because there's been people I've talked about Kamoy's tech writing class for 3 years now. There are people just now like, well, I guess I should go get it. I'm like, that's 3 years you don't play. You don't play. You could have been got it.
And I can't speak. I'm pretty sure Kamoy is awesome with the technical writing thing. Mm-hmm. Another thing is, gang. I'll speak for myself in my program. You need to jump in there now because just like Fat Joe says, today, yesterday's price. Yeah.
Is not today's price. Yo, Fat Joe, he need to copyright his stuff. He about to get your data information was never meant to be safe once everything went digital, and companies by FCC rules were meant to sell your information.
True.
This is true. There you go. He said he's passionate about music. I'm telling you, listen. But IT pays his bills. I'm in manufacturing tech, 12-hour shifts. God bless you. How much time investment do I need to average to reach a certification in 4 to 6 months?
So I'll just say from my program, another thing is KL, and I'm not just talking to you, but just in general, everybody thinks their situation is unique. Oh, I'm working 12-hour shifts, or I got kids. Everybody has that. We're grown and we're adults. In my program, students only need 10 to 12 hours a week to knock it out and get to where they need to get to. The good thing is, not to toot my own horn, but toot. The stuff is so digestible. A lot of students actually finished it a lot quicker because they average about 20 hours a week just because they want to knock it out and get done as fast as possible. Because the whole thing is this: how much is your pain points? How much does it hurt? How much does your job suck? How much do you want it?
How bad do you want to make 120K a year? It's up to you. Like every time I keep bumping into tech people, 120 to 200,000. Tech to me is not high.
And it's not like that's not even amazing. That's kind of like, oh, okay, that's kind of what you're expecting to do. Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, I think you got the percentages better than I do. A bunch of people don't make
2.9% of Black people
don't make 6 figures, but a bunch of people make. I bet you most of the people that is making 6 figures is in tech or in some kind of something related to technology or maybe a business owner.
Mm-hmm. There you go, y'all. I'm just telling you. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry, I gotta block somebody. Y'all cutting up in here. Okay, blocked. Let me see. What else?
I gotta get on your level, Ericka. I ain't got no haters yet.
Man, it's getting wild. It's getting wild out here. But that's a good thing.
No, you're doing right. If you got some haters, you're doing something right.
Let me see. Look. People always say because people don't know jobs. They only know what they're getting heard on the news. And cybersecurity is heard on the news because of
Right.
banking and stuff like, oh my God, another breach at Wells Fargo, another breach at Bank of America, another breach at this place. So that's the framework people know cybersecurity. I really want you to understand. I have friends who are in tech, been in tech 20 years. I will talk to them about Kamoy's tech writing, your class, somebody else, and they're like, oh, I don't know that. Well, it depends. Let me look at it. Let me think about it. Let me Google it. So you can be so niche, even when we bring Tamika on, you can be so niche into your thing that you don't know some other stuff. It happens
That's
all the
true.
time.
I think that's a great thing about IT. That it's not that I'm not on here like this is better than this. This is just a lane that I chose, and this is the lane that I'm choosing for my students. But software engineering is amazing. Like we're on software. Some engineers. Some software engineers made the applications that we use and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Theater and music. If software engineering is something that you're passionate about, go ahead and knock it out.
So okay, we're gonna wrap this up because I ain't gonna have them on here all night. Plus, there are people downstairs. They need me. They want to see my face.
Uh oh.
um, Otis Harris, listen. Invest in yourself, brother. Trust me. There's hundreds of testimonials on the page. Invest in yourself. A lot of times y'all get stiff on the price, but y'all spend that on Miami for a weekend. So miss me with that. Okay. Um,
Well, I gotta just something on that. If the price is too much, then you can definitely go elsewhere. Just being completely transparent, if the price is the first thing, the first after I've been on here for an hour,
you're not ready.
you're not ready, you're not really feeling it. It's cool. It's stuff that's
It doesn't hurt enough.
it's
Come
stuff
back
that
in a few months.
there's stuff that's free. And then another thing, a lot of people, why would I do XYZ when it's free? Well, if it's free, go do it. What we talking about? You would already
Then
did it.
why you ain't did it? Exactly, because you don't value free. Nobody values free, right?
No,
So
nobody.
that's the thing. People don't understand. So anyway, that's what we had today. And again, listen, Black Heights, we all when you get up here, again, he got a payment plan, 3 payments of $6.99 a month for some of y'all. Okay, my fiance makes 100K as a mechanical engineer for Amazon. Duh, I mean, y'all stop playing with you. Okay, guys, go to his website. Link is inside the chat. Leave here, go check it out. Don't ask no more questions. Go check out the link. There was 450 people here. Go hit the link. It's in the chat. Go check it out. When you're ready to go, do what you need to do. Right? Let me know.
Erica, I just want to thank you one more time and everybody in the chat for taking an hour and 17 minutes out of your day to listen to what I had to offer.
For sure, for sure. Listen, everybody like, where the links? Where the links? It's in the chat, I promise, and it's in the description. He said, I have no degree, got A plus cert 16 years ago, now I make 6 figures.
My man.
There you go. People don't let nothing hold you back now. So anyway, all right, you got Mark A. No, listen, Mark A. is a testimonial. Mark A. went to Sub-Zero's class that I brought on the channel, and he's been making 6 figures ever since. So you guys have
See?
to decide.
Yep.
Do you want to change your life? If it's not painful enough, don't worry about it. So, but yeah, listen. I'll see you soon. I'll be in Houston all the time though. We'll try to connect here soon.
We will. Thank you so much again.
For sure, for sure. All right, everybody. This is your girl Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. Hold on one second. And we'll reach out to you guys soon. All right. And also tell them where they can find you on the internet.
Everywhere. Master I.T. everywhere. On Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, Master I.T. Master space I dot T dot. I'm on everywhere. If you type that in, all my stuff should come up.
Yep, look, boom, look. Hit them up. All courses. Look at the website. Y'all be having these websites looking sharp. Sharp. Okay, anyway. And you have coaching, so no excuses, y'all. He got coaching.
Yep.
Y'all can hit him up in here for the coaching session. Boom and a boom. Okay. All right, you guys. This is your girl Ericka, Classy Climb blog. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you for supporting. Great live, gems, all of it. Love it. All right, you guys. Thank you.